it's Autumn and welcome back to the Literature Bug. Today I am filming one of the first fall videos that I have planned out for you guys, and that is a book haul that involves books that are always free. It's not often that I see these types of hauls on BookTube, so I'm excited to do this for you guys. This is something that I plan to do hopefully once a month, or you know, around that time frame. Today's video is going to be a monthly library book haul. First, I want to mention just a couple things. One is, if you are a subscriber that is coming back to check out more videos, I thank you so much for coming back. I think we're at 84 followers as of today. You guys are so supportive and so excellent. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on the link and for joining us for some bookish fun. As you guys can see, I am sort of working with a new background. I know that the Gatsby poster was a favorite, don't kill me, but for the fall, I'm playing around with something a little bit different. The other thing that I want to mention is that I would love recommendations as to how you guys organize your bookshelves, or suggestions as to how you think I should organize mine. Also, if you guys would comment down below what sort of videos you want to see within the next month or so, or going forward, all that is up to you. I would very much appreciate your comments, but let us get on to the haul. So part of the reason why I wanted to film this video is that I think that the library these days is one of those things that people sort of overlook. I know for me personally, I grew up going to my public library where I grew up. If not twice, then definitely once a week. We went to story time at my library, which is like a community thing for kids. And even now I find that I am attracted to the library setting. One great thing about a library is that it doesn't cost any money. I feel like on BookTube and just with book lovers in general, there's this need and this want to like buy all the books you could possibly get your hands on just for the sole reason of having them. I for one know that I love collecting books, I love displaying them, and I love having copies that I can sort of make my own. You guys know that I bend and break and highlight and whatever, but sometimes the budget does not always call for spending a ton of money at Barnes & Noble. Am I right? My solution has been, the last year and a half, especially when we first moved here to Worcester, was to go to the library and to pick out books that I thought I wanted to read them first, and then once I read them, add them to a list of books that I wanted to buy and purchase for myself later on. It's a great way of saving money on books that you might buy that you will never read or you will never like. You can take out books for like weeks at a time. I think there's a 50 book limit. 50 book limit. That's including periodicals, magazines, books, movies, all sorts of different things, even audiobooks and ebook type things. So really, I think the library is a great resource, not only for saving money and making use of it for books. I also think it's great for the community. Through our library, there's a lot of volunteer work. There's different free classes. A lot of these things are so volunteer based that it's excellent. There's ESOL classes, there's, you know, author talks, there's art clubs and things like that. So there's tons of things that will bring you closer to community in a library. Book sales and donation-based things, and I just think it's a great resource to use. If you guys haven't researched or found out where the library in your area is and you haven't visited yet, I definitely recommend you go get a library card and use and utilize all the tools that they have for you there, because it's a great situation if you're in a pinch, but it also lets you explore so many different options when sometimes maybe you wouldn't. So the first part of this book haul is going to be books that I actually purchased from our public library. We have a quality used bookstore in the library where I live, and it is called Food for Thought. It's run by some of the members of the library and some community members. Soft covers are 25 cents and hard covers are $1. Library bookstore is excellent, and I always sort of take a peek when they're open. I think I got like, I don't know, probably 8 books. I paid $4.50 for all of them. The first 2 books that I picked up are by one of my favorite children's authors, and that is Roald Dahl. The first one is the BFG. Sometimes when you're shopping used, it's difficult to find books that are in really great shape because they have been used and they have been loved previously, but these are in excellent condition. They almost look brand new. So I grabbed the BFG, and I also grabbed Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. The next book was a total surprise to me when I saw it, and that is because it is by Lemony Snicket, and I did not know that Lemony Snicket wrote children's books at all. This book is called The Dark. It's by Lemony Snicket, and it's illustrated by John Clayson? I don't know. But I haven't read it yet, and I only sort of flipped through, but it has something to do with like finding the light in the darkness. There was this one and there was one other one, but I didn't know if that one seemed as interesting to me as this one, so I did pick this up, and this is by the author of the series of Unfortunate Events. So I'll be interested to flip through it and just see what it's all about. Next is by far the most bizarre coincidence. Last video I posted was all about sort of childhood books that I had on my bookshelf from when I was little, and two of the books that I showed you guys were the Amazing Days of Abby Hayes series, two out of, I don't know, probably 10 or 11 books. And I mentioned that I used to have a purple one that I loved, but I don't have it anymore, and that one was my favorite. And today I'm standing in the library bookstore and I look over, and sitting in a pile of children's fiction is the purple cover of The Amazing Days of Abby Hayes. Every Cloud Has a Silver Lining. This one was my absolute favorite, and I can't believe I scored it for 25 cents. So, had to get that, of course, because like I said, I told you guys I lost it. It was something I was kind of bummed out about. Fret not, my friends. I've got it. Next is Zoe Suggs' novel called Girl Online. It looks like this. I know there is maybe one or two others in this series, but I've never read the first one. This one's in great condition. I picked that up for $1, and am interested to read it because I watch Zoe all the time. I hope it's a good one. I mentioned two books by Sharon Creech in my last video. This one is one that I actually absolutely loved, and that is Walk Two Moons by Sharon Creech, and I actually am seriously excited to reread it. It sort of prompts me to remember to film a video sort of going through the other types of genres that I love. One of the genres that I collect and that I love and fell in love with in college is modern American Indian Lit. I won't get real into it now, but it'll be a video, so stay tuned. Real quick, I just want to mention one book that I purchased at a thrift store with my sister last weekend. I was in New Hampshire for a day and we found ourselves in there, of course. I didn't really scan too much through the books because I was more looking for sweaters and home goods, but I did grab Son of a Witch, which low-key sounds like the bitch word when you say it real fast. I'm sure it's been mistaken before, but anyhow. This is the second book and I hadn't had it yet. I only have the third and the first. So added this to my collection because why wouldn't you if you see it? There's a thrill to going to every book sale and thrift store you can think of, different days, different years, different months, whatever, and sort of scanning for those titles and pulling them out and being like, oh, yes, and just knocking them off your list. So I'm one book closer to finishing that series. I haven't read any of them yet. That's sad. But all right, next are books that I am borrowing from the library currently. There's a lot of them. Let me just get them out. I hiked back from the library. It's about a 20-minute walk from my apartment, and I put a backpack on, and I low-key look like a turtle hiking up the hills of Worcester with my backpack, but it was worth it, so whatever. The first book that I picked up and borrowed from the library is called House of Furies by Madeline Rowe. Not sure. It's a little bit spooky, seems a little bit more on the creepy side, which is what I'm sort of going for September and October. So grab this. Oh wait, I did buy one other book. This one's called Firefly Code. It just says friendship is in our DNA. It has a lot to do with, like, I think science, like creating people from science instead of like the normal way, but about a group of kids who meet this girl who seems a little odd. They don't know where she comes from, blah blah blah. Seemed good. I'll read it and I'll let you know how it goes. Back to my borrowed book pile. So in a previous video I mentioned that I have never actually read a Stephen King novel because I'm freaking lame, and for that reason I threw Stephen King novel on my TBR for the fall. The library didn't really have much of the old stuff, except this one, which I've been wanting to read for a long time because I have seen the movie, and that is Misery by Stephen King. Can't wait. I hope it's great. Oh, look at Stephen King. He looks like a youngin' in that photo. Damn. Next is See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. Freaking yes. Listen, this book has been on my TBR for over a year. Last year, I searched the library high and low for it, and they didn't have it because I think it was brand new last year. And it is all about Lizzie Borden and the Lizzie Borden murders and the legend of it and the whole thing. I'm super pumped. and I might just stick this first on the list because I am super hyped about it. I don't know, I can't wait to read it. I feel like this is gonna be one I zip through pretty fast. The next book that I picked up still sort of falls into that fall creepy category, and that is The Heretic's Daughter. This book is by Kathleen Kent. I sort of took a minute while I was in the library to sit and Google some books that are popular when it comes to the Salem witch trials, because I live not too far from Salem. I'm a New England gal, and the Salem witch trials have always sort of intrigued me. It looks really good, and it's gonna be a little bit sketchy because nothing good comes from witches and witch trials. I'm just saying. The last 3 books that I picked up all fall into sort of the same genre, and that is graphic novels. Yes, I said it. Graphic novels. I am just now hopping on the graphic novel bandwagon. My sister, my brother, and my brother's girlfriend have all really always loved manga and that sort of graphic novel from the Asian countries, but I sort of don't connect as much to those types of stories. I feel like they're a little bit younger for me, though don't get me wrong, I have no idea. It's just, that's a guesstimate. I've been down to the comic book store and I've sort of browsed and I have no idea where to begin. So seems how this video is just me asking you guys how to run my life. Comment down below suggestions for any graphic novels or manga that you think I would like or could relate to, because I would love to read it. Anywho, these books are all graphic novels, and I picked up ones. The 3 graphic novels I picked up are Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Next are graphic classics by Bram Stoker. This includes Dracula, Lair of the White Worm, and more Tales of Terror. I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. And the last one is, we're going back to every video I've ever filmed today. This is great. In my, I think it's the Bookish Facts About Myself, or the BookTube newbie tag, something like that, where I mentioned that my favorite Shakespeare play drama is King Lear. I thought it was only appropriate that I read the graphic novel. This is by Gareth Hinds. It's based on the play by William Shakespeare, obviously, but just, I don't know. The illustration sold me. I grabbed it and I can't wait to read it. Alright guys, so those are all of the books that I picked up in this month's library haul. The ones that I got from the bookstore that I will keep, the ones that I'm going to send back in a couple of weeks when my borrow time is up. I really spent like a good probably 2 hours in there today almost, and it was so fun. The last little few bits I want to show you are paper bits, different notices and flyers, different freebies that I pick up while I'm at the library, because I think that is a great way to get involved in the community part, making sure that you're picking up the things that are letting you know what's going on, calendars and things like that. The first flyer that I picked up is for a fall book sale. Fall reading recommendations are all chosen by the librarians at our library. There's quite a few choices, a bunch of bookmarks. This one is a food for thought bookmark. Yep. Science fiction book club bookmark. Libraries rock, and it has our little Worcester library emblem on it. Read banned books, they're your ticket to freedom, so it's just sort of shaped like a ticket. Love that. Banning books silences stories, speak out. I also grabbed a calendar. As you can see, there's a lot going on. This, which I'm super pumped about, they're advertising for a Skype call with Angie Thomas, the author of The Hate You Give. She's doing a sort of half-hour quick Skype call to sort of go over how the book was written, her different techniques, just like an author talk. So I'm excited to have seen this and browsed a bit for what's going on, because now I'm really excited to jump on and hear her talk about that. Book Page magazine. My books that I want to pick up are books that I'm hearing about constantly, but there are like a cajillion other books that are sitting on shelves like waiting to be read, and sometimes I don't know how to figure out where they are at and what they are, so Book Page is great. The last thing really isn't related to the library, but I did take it to the library with me because it's my TBR list. How fancy is that? I had a fun time doodling this bad boy. I picked a new font to learn, I doodled a bit. I was doing some like bullet journaling, which I'm not overly great at, I don't think, but that I still do because I think it's fun, and that's what I came up with, so. And that's it, really. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I want to try and do one at least once a month, or make it to the library every month and sort of give you guys these types of videos every now and again, so that you guys can see sort of what the library offers and why you should go and why you should take your kids there and why it'll always be a favorite, even if Amazon's a thing, even if ebooks are a thing, even if audiobooks are a thing. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below. Like I said, I've got 1,000,001 questions for you. I asked you for suggestions, so please feel free. Like this video if you'd like to see more just like this or are looking forward to other bookish fun, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see new content from me every single week. I'm gonna be here. We're gonna be doing fun things. The background's gonna be changing and evolving, and we're all growing and we're all learning, and I'm so glad that you guys are joining me for this ride and this journey. With that said, I'm going to enjoy this nice fall weather. I hope it is the same where you are, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!